we'll be alright. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. If you're sitting at the kitchen table, counting up your bills to pay, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. If you drop the kids at school and wonder if they'll make it home today, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. If you're staring at the TV stations, wondering how we got this way, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Can you hear me? Is your heart beating like a drum? Can you hear me? I don't care where you come from, I am on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Rise and shine, beloved. It's Terry Joe. That is Michael Franti and Spearhead singing I'm on Your Side. I love, love, love his music. Oh, I hope you're feeling blessed and brave today. A lot of courage required now to face deeper truths, to come clean about things, to have difficult conversations with yourself and others, to really rise up. Like, this is, to me, what it's all about. Sherry, good to see you, and Joanne. I'm so happy you're here. So I'm going to call in the light. This is a non-denominational prayer, so if you have any faith is welcome here in any greater energy, greater force, greater being than ourselves, which is really what we're calling forward our awareness in that. And I call that God. Mother, Father, God, we ask just now to be surrounded, protected, and filled with the clear light of the Spirit. We ask to be grounded in your loving, in our faith, in our knowing that all is well, and knowing that this is a divine plan and all of this is surfacing for the greater good. We are here to move through this, to change the narrative, to change the systems, to change everything that is oppressive, that is exclusionary, that is separate, a separate kind of system, any system that promotes divisiveness, separateness, better than, less than, superiority, and inferiority. We're here to break this down because this is not the true way of living from the heart and soul. This is an ego structure, an ego-created pattern that is based all completely on illusion and lies, and we are here in this time for it to be dismantled, and we are part of the dismantling. So I ask for our courage to be ignited and really fanned, those flames inside where we know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, to keep this movement going. I support all Black Lives Matter efforts and causes, and all of us that are joining in to join this cause. And of course, I support all lives, all of the Spirit coming through us at this time, in the forms that it's coming through, in the ways that it's coming through, in the expressions that it's coming through, whether it's sad or angry or inspired or hopeful. All of it's welcome at the table here in our hearts. For this and so much more, I'm grateful, and so it is. So we're talking about being a spiritual warrior. Today is Friday, June something. And I only have today and Sunday because I'm not going to be on tomorrow because I have a class that I'm assisting, and I decided to take the day off from Rise and Shine. So we have 2 more days left of Rise and Shine. And I will do a little review of it on Sunday of what we've walked through in the past 7 weeks. But for today, I wanted to talk about I don't know if it's my favorite subject, but it's like one of the strongest ones I know about. And I've been basing this talk on the book Spiritual Warrior, The Art of Spiritual Living by John Roger. But I'm sure this is in the book, but I don't know where, and I'm just going to talk about it in my own version of it because it's probably the foundational skill to being a spiritual warrior. And I think a lot of people don't know this, and they don't They think they can skirt around it or kind of avoid it. So, to me, the most foundational skill to being a spiritual warrior, to living an authentic life, which is what I feel spiritual warrioring is, living true to yourself, is keeping your word. When I look at my own life, my own experiences, particularly when I was younger and I didn't know this particular piece, I would say things and not follow through on them. And not always to other people, because I did always want people to trust me. And I realized the quickest way to breaking trust is to say you're going to do something and not do it. Say you're going to be somewhere and not be somewhere. And I will say that even being late is a form of breaking your word, which is breaking your own self-honor. And so one of the things I did quite often, and it was a passive aggressive stance, I think as well, is I was always running late to things. I'm much better at that now because I know how that erodes trust in others, but also in ourselves. I mean, I'm often late to social things, but that's partly because if there's not a set rigid time on social things, then I'm just like, okay, I'll be there when I get there. That's a little different than being late to an event that someone's counting on you to be there, or being late to a meeting, right? So those things are a little different. So that's one thing, is the time thing, being on time. That's a whole nother topic we can talk about. But I just want to talk about keeping your word, because the area that we slip up on that a lot of people don't realize is an issue is we don't keep our word to ourselves. So some of us have the thing where we want other people to like us, to think we're honorable. So we do the external keeping of our word, even at the point where we'll avoid our self-care because we want to show someone that we're a good person and we want to make sure we keep our commitment. But the keeping our word to ourselves is a big one. And it's very small in the ways we break it. And I still work on it. Here's an example. I'm going to start meditating tomorrow, and then we don't do it. I'm going to start working out next week, and then we don't do it. I'm going to do my taxes this week and get them done, and then we don't do it. All those little micro lies is really what they are. Erode your feeling of yourself, your self-esteem. You basically learn that you can't be trusted. And then that outpictures and projects out onto the world. And you start to see other people don't keep their word and they're not trustworthy, and just all this chaos ensues. So I have to be careful, because here's a great example. I've been putting on my calendar that I'm going to do my taxes like every week, and then I move it to the next week because, of course, this is something I don't want to do. And so how I make that up inside of myself is when I put it on the calendar, I say, I literally say this to myself: this is the window of the week I think I want to do it, but it might not be the week I do it. That's okay, because I'm actually giving myself permission to say this is ideal what I want, but I'm not committing to it. And that's important. The other thing is things like meditation. We think, oh, if I say I'm going to do it, then I'm going to make myself do it. That's not the best method here. And one of the ways I found to conquer that, and I'm going to show you, you've seen this in the week I did about self-care. This is my little chart, which you can see I lost track of. Thursday I didn't do, so I need to do that right away, because if I don't do this fairly soon, then I forget what I did on those days. This is all self-care: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and that's financial and purpose, my work purpose. Good to see you, Bobby and Robin. We're talking about keeping our word, and it's how it's, to me, the foundational skill of a spiritual warrior. And what we're mainly talking about is how a lot of us tend to break our word to ourselves. So we say we're going to do something and we don't. My two hardest things in life have been exercise, because it's something that I just don't like to do. Meaning I'm going to make myself, notice it's torture, do yoga right now. I haven't found the joy in that. I do like going for a walk, so I'll do that. And then meditation. So what I was going to say is, you start with small commitments that you can commit to and keep your word. So let's do meditation. Meditation can be literally, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes 5 times a week. And then you make your little checklist, because this accountability is part of keeping your word. There's a part of our ego that knows if we don't have a tracking system, the ego knows what to say. Oh yeah, we'll do meditation. Yeah, we'll do it. And then sure enough, the end of the day comes and you didn't do it. So one of my things that I'm really working on is if I haven't done my 5 minutes, I have to do it before bed. Like that's just like a non-negotiable. And I'm lying as I tell you that right this minute. I'm just calling myself out because I realized yesterday I didn't do it. So I'm still working in this area, but I'm way better than I used to be, and I'm way better than I notice. I think I have a feeling other people are because they don't know this piece. It's so simple when you go to bed at night, knowing that you kept your agreements with yourself first and foremost. When you have that relationship with yourself, that you keep your agreements and you value your word that much, you feel good, you sleep good, you wake up feeling refreshed and happy and start the day again. So 2 things related to this. Make smaller bite-sized commitments. If you're having a problem getting out doing 10,000 steps a day, then you commit to 5,000 steps a day, right? You want to make your commitment so it's manageable and it's trackable. And I'm also a big fan, like I don't say I'm going to meditate every day. That's not trackable to me. So I say I'm going to meditate, like right now my goal is 20 minutes a day. I've done the 5 minutes a day, but at the very minimum, it's at least 5. But the goal and intention is 20. And so that's what I want to say. Keep your word. Find a little tracking system that works for you. I know there are apps on the phone where you can track every night. The way I usually do this is I do my morning practice, which I will knock off about 8 or 10 of these. Things like drinking. No, I can't do that. I take my vitamins. I put lotion on my skin because that's something I forget to do. I do this self-imaging script, which is this recording of my voice saying what I want in my life to experience. I read this particular book every morning that's a spiritual book. I can do a trio talking to my higher self. I can do some meditation. I can call in the light. That right there is like 7 things that I can do within like a 45, half an hour morning period, right? And I could boom, 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 check it off. And then before bed, I go and check off what I did or what I need to do right this minute to keep my word. So there you go. There you have it. That's my talk of the day. Let's pick a card from my other favorite deck. I mentioned yesterday my 2 favorite decks are Sacred Rebels and this one, the Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Interestingly enough, I think the other one's Alana Fairchild. It is. These are my 2 favorite decks. I'll show you now. Sorry. Wait a minute. These are my 2 favorite decks. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. All right, so let's see what Rumi card to pick today. What soul? I ask my soul. What do I need to know today? What do we as a collective need to focus on? Whoever's tuning into this call at whatever time they're tuning in, what do you want us to understand? Let's see this one. Woo! Got chills on this one. Can you see it? Resplendent with grace. Wow. I pulled that one before. It's beautiful. Let's see what we're going to read a little bit, tiny bit of it. Let us dive in. There's a little poem, and hopefully my eyes can see it. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way, no matter where I go. You exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. For beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you a secret message, like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear. You are in the mind. You are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you. That's the little poem by Rumi. Your divine grace clothes me in robes of sky blue and blood red, as a shimmering galaxy of compassion within the field of which no being is excluded. The darkness of night is illuminated, and all creatures are bathed in the fine golden hue of your presence. There is only beauty beheld now, for there is nothing that is not of your artistry, of your divine hand, generous with its grace. I'm going to read one more little paragraph. That was the poem part. Is it difficult to see your magnificence? Without a mirror the size of a galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? I'm going to read that again. Is it difficult to see your magnificence? Without a mirror the size of a galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? Is that like the most beautiful line ever? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you in all your glorious fullness of being. You are swathed in the robes of grace, so light and freeing that they do not weigh you down, and yet so luscious and full that you cannot help but stir the moment of all creation as you step this way and that. So I'm just going to leave it at that, but that is from this deck, Remy Oracle, and so, as you can see, so incredible. Those are very long writings, by the way. They usually go on 3 or 4 pages, and they're just incredible. So I'll read it a little later. For our inquiry card, we only have a few left. We've been through almost the whole deck, and this will be a total of 45 days doing this Rise and Shine process. Where can I be more kind? Where can I be more kind? So I like to, you can, yes, beautiful. Magnificence and grace as the light of the moon illuminates. I love that. Sounds like a poem there, Robin. Where can I be more kind? So you can answer this in the comments, ponder it. And I'm liking to do it on the personal level and on the collective or global level or the local level. So where can I be more kind? I think with me, I know specifically is getting to bed earlier because I'm staying up too late and I'm feeling tired. I'm not getting enough rest. So that would be kind to myself to get to bed earlier. And where can I be more kind in the world? I think just being, what comes to me right away is being more educated in the Black Lives Matter movement and in the history of racism and how I'm contributing in my ways or how to change the behavior that I have that contributes to a system that oppresses people and privileges certain other people. So that is looking at it. And then there's something else that comes forward right as I say that, being softer around people that aren't understanding this yet, because I've had a lot of fire and judgment and just, with people that are white people that aren't understanding the movement and aren't understanding the significance of this time in history and of all the damage that we've done. I'm having a hard time with it. And so I'm really asking Spirit to help me soften that because I know that doesn't build a bridge. It's like I've got to really come at it the way I see police officers kneeling, marching, hugging, taking a knee. Like when I see that, it warms my heart, and that is the bridge. And I have to do the same thing with my fellow white friends and family instead of getting mad and wanting to fight like an energetic. So that's that for today. And our little extra activity for today. Yesterday I said I was going to review my little chakra card notes that I had, which I keep in here. I think I showed you my clever, cute little box I have. This has actually, let me just show you this because I probably won't get to show you again since Sunday's the last day. I have little affirmation cards that I've made. So cute, right? This was a while ago I did this. But I love this. I wanted to make my own set of cards because you know how we pick all these cards. Whoopsie. So I made these cards. And so I have these little chakra cards that is like it's like 3 cards for each chakra. And I wanted to review them. So I reviewed those yesterday. That was my little extra assignment. But for today, one that we could all do, of course, is I want you to keep your word on something. Pick some little thing that you've been wanting to do for the last few weeks, and you keep putting it on your to-do list for the next day. Could be I just did this, registering, that you're handling your DMV car registration. I'm not talking about do your taxes. It's a big one. I've had something that I was going to do. I'm not sure what it is yet. I'm not sure what it is right this moment, but you know what that thing is, that little thing. And notice yourself. It could be a 5 or 10 minutes, a call you have to make, an email you have to send, something you've been putting off. Do it today. Keep your word on that. The more you can complete those kinds of tasks on your list, the lighter you feel, because that's energy. So it's like if we have all these incompletes, that weighs on our consciousness, and then pretty soon we need some food to make us feel better, or a cigarette, or alcohol, or something, because we're disappointed in ourselves for not following through on something. That's where all those kind of addictions come in and self-soothe us. All right, so what else? I know there's something else I got to do. Let me just see. I am going to read a story today. Let's tune into the quality we want moving forward today. I'm asking for clarity and productivity. I'd say clear productivity. Clear productivity. I'm going to write it down. Like I want to actually move through some things, and when you get on that roll and you're just moving through stuff, I want that kind of energy today, because I feel like there are a lot of little loose ends I want to tie up. And we have a story coming up, which is going to be heartful, spread loving kindness. It's a story I've read before, but I'm going to read it again because I think it's good for the spiritual warrior. And the last thing I want to say is an announcement. There will be no Rise and Shine tomorrow, because I'm helping with USM, University of Santa Monica Spiritual Psychology Program. And that is from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. tomorrow, 8 to 9:30 p.m. And so I'm just not going to do a morning Rise and Shine or a story. So Sunday is my last day of Rise and Shine, and for now. So we'll complete the 7-week series. The topic will be Spiritual Warrior, but it'll also be reviewing what we did for the past 7 weeks. So I would love for you to join, and keep your word today as best you can. Be careful of the promises you make to yourself and others, and have a blessed day. Love you.